Buongiorno, we are live. Before we get started, I want to share my cool fun t-shirt. Yes, made with love means I licked the spoon, kept on using it. Woohoo! Anyway, gotta put the apron on because I'm not gonna make a mess on my cool t-shirt today. Put my uniform on. So, how are y'all doing this lovely Saturday morning? There we go. Apron on. All fixed. Okay, so someone very nicely said something really nice on a local page about my cooking classes, so it was very much appreciated. So thanks to Alex Jennings for writing something so nice. I did some cooking classes for her and her family, and she happened to mention this fruit crumble that I made. I taught them just as a quick little extra, and they love it. And so someone, of course, asked for the recipe, and so I decided, since on Saturday mornings I'm going to try to do really kid-friendly, easy-to-make recipes, this is one that is yummy, healthy, tasty, just sweet enough, but, you know, good for the bod and good for the soul. It's good enough for breakfast, and it's good enough for dessert. So, it's just a simple fruit crumble. So, before I take the big pan, we're going to take our big old empty bowl. I always, just a tip, always use a bigger bowl than you think you need, because inevitably, you know, you're squishing stuff in a smaller bowl. Just use a big bowl. You've always got plenty of room to work. Okay, so for this fruit crumble, I start with a stick of butter. So, which is, of course, 4 ounces. Last week I said it wrong. 111 grams, for those of you who need that, approximately. Again, if you have 3/4 of a stick, or you have a stick and an extra little piece you want to throw in, that's fine. There is no official measurement to this recipe, so get over the numbers. It's stuff you're throwing in. So what I'm going to show you is my whole lineup of stuff I've got sitting here. So my number one thing that I always start with most of the time is oatmeal. Here I've got some multi-grain hot cereal, which is oatmeal, oats, rye, barley, whatever. I like putting chia seed in stuff. You can use some, if you don't have oatmeal, I've got some granola. You could throw granola in it. You can use oat bran. I've got some walnuts. I've got some coconut flakes. These are unsweetened coconut flakes. Okay, so you can do any mix of any. You can do just oatmeal if you've got nothing else. So this is one of those things that you can personalize, but you can also make with pretty much anything you have in your house, as long as you've got butter. Okay, so we're gonna start with, all right, you know what, just to be nice, we're gonna figure out approximations here. So that's about 1/2 cup. So we're gonna say a cup, maybe 1.5 cups of oatmeal. That's usually my base thing. I'm going to save my whole grain stuff because I'm going to have that for breakfast tomorrow. And today, let's see, I'm going to use some chia seed. So good, like probably 2 tablespoons. Chia seed's really high in protein. You don't even taste it in here, so you know, it's like, it doesn't have any flavor anyway. I'm going to throw a few nuts in here. Now these are already cut up nuts. These are already nut pieces. So I'm just going to throw a little bit in. If you have kids that don't like nuts, or you don't like nuts, then don't do it. I'm just putting probably the equivalent of 2 tablespoons of nuts in there. And I'm going to throw a little bit of coconut flakes in. So these are unsweetened flakes, but I'm going to crumble them up so they're not getting big pieces. But again, you can put in anything you want. I do recommend not using sweetened coconut though, because you don't need it and you don't need that sugar. I wouldn't even buy sweetened coconut at all. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I can tell you right now, that's really not enough. I'm going to probably end up throwing a little more oatmeal in there. And all this in the end depends on how much of the crumble you like versus the fruit. So after you make it the first time, it's good with a lot of fruit and a little crumble. It's good with a lot of fruit and a lot of crumble. Depends on what you're more into. I'm going to put just 1 pinch, maybe 2 pinches of salt in, just to counteract, even though there's really almost, no. Hold on, I did forget one important thing. Oh, not really important, you can do it without. But I'm just gonna put in, let's see, 1, 2, like 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can put a little more, I'll put a little more just for, because Angelina wants this morning. But you don't really need a lot of sugar, just a little. Yes, the more sugar you put in it, the more of that, you know, flavor you get. But anyway, oh, just so you know, the butter that I had was room temp, so see how nice and mushy it's getting. So you want everything, this is the fun part. Kids have a great time with this, and so do moms. Just you want all of it smushed in with the butter. You actually want, like, it's going to be enough that like all of it almost sticks together in big clumps. So aside from the butter, this is a very, very healthy dessert, and a dessert or, you know, breakfast. Again, if you're, let's see, those couple teaspoons of sugar, just enough. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. And dry my hands real quick. So you can see, I'm going to show you up close. This is my crumble topping. It's really yummy. Of course, I just wash my hands and I touch it again. You know, it's the way it goes. Okay, I'm getting one last thing. Which is the important thing. Okay, so you can do this with any kind of fruit. So I am notorious for always having frozen fruit in my freezer for those times when I don't have fresh. Right now it's kind of, in the wintertime you're getting apples and oranges. This is really good over apples. You can either put the raw apples in and spice them up like I did my applesauce yesterday with cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, ginger, and allspice. I use all of them. Season your apples with the spices and put them on the bottom and put this crumble on top. It's going to cook a little bit longer because apples are hard. You can do it with pears, you can do it with peaches, and put the same spices on the pears, apples, or peaches. Cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, ginger, allspice. Mostly cinnamon and a little bit less of each of the others. Okay, I did not put the cinnamon in here. Speaking of cinnamon, I always put cinnamon in here. Okay, so one more time with my buttery hands. But anyway, I put cinnamon in the topping. You can put vanilla in it. You can put whatever you want in it. All right, we're just gonna have a greasy towel. All right, so put that aside for 1 second. I'm using this oval baker. Usually when I have the whole family here, I use my 9x13 pan, and usually about 2 bags of frozen fruit. I have apples right now, but I'm gonna use them for something else later. And you know, I went yesterday, I almost didn't do this morning because I went yesterday to buy some, I went out and foraged out to the store very carefully, it was almost empty, to get some frozen fruit and they had none. So I have 3/4 of a bag of blueberries here. So I'm gonna use my blueberries, and I'm gonna use 1 bag of strawberries. And of course I buy the organic ones from Trader Joe's, love that store. So, now you're gonna think, oh, those strawberries are so much bigger than the blueberries, doesn't matter. Just kind of spread them around even. Break apart the couple of them that are stuck together. And like I said, in the summertime with the fresh fruit, it's really good. I love it with peaches. Okay. It doesn't matter if one's on top or one's on the bottom, doesn't matter. They're all gonna melt together. So see, I've got my tray of fruit. Now I'm gonna take this crumble topping and just put it on top. And I'm gonna use all of it. And I'm gonna just spread it around. And this is it. Now I'm gonna show you what it looks like, all covered up, because you're not gonna see it finished right now, because I'm not gonna make you sit and wait for a good half hour to 45 minutes. But here we go. So it's covered all the way. Nice crumble topping. Sometimes, you know, I don't make enough, you know, because again, I eyeball it. Sometimes there's not enough of it, and I put, you know, there's a little bit of fruit showing through. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can jiggle it down if you want it in between the fruit. I like it on top. I kind of leave it kind of bumpy. You can pat it if you want, but that I think takes away from all the nooks and crannies that can crisp up in the oven. So basically you're gonna put this in the oven and I'm gonna tell you, it depends, because it always depends. If you make, if you have thicker fruit or you have thicker crumble, it might take a few minutes longer. So between, I'm gonna say 35, 40 minutes or so. The way you know it's done, the top will be just a little browned, and you can see it's crisped up, and you can see the sides will bubble with the fruit. Once the fruit's bubbling, it's pretty much done, and then it's just a matter of how crispy dark you want the top to be. That's up to you. So this is a very, very simple, easy recipe. So the other things you can do with this is just right as it is for breakfast. Have this with a little yogurt, little plain yogurt, little vanilla yogurt, boom. A little bit more of a decadent breakfast, a little extra protein. Dessert. If you want to have this for dessert, have it plain or have it with a little vanilla ice cream if it's warm, or a little bit of fresh homemade whipped cream. Boom, fancy dinner, fancy dessert. You put them in pretty little cups and put a scoop of this and a little whipped cream on top. So this is a multi-purpose dish. It can be a healthy breakfast, because look, I mean, there was for the couple little bits of sugar I put in it, each bite probably has, a quarter teaspoon. You can do this with no sugar at all because the fruit is sweet enough. But that little bit of sugar that little teeny bit does help it give it that crisp and that, flavor. So again, then it can also be a dessert. And this is a great thing. Somebody's coming over really quick. Oh no, what am I gonna make? I gotta have something. Always, I recommend always have some frozen fruit, whether it's apples and peaches that you peeled and froze, or strawberries and blueberries that you bought at Trader Joe's. Oh my God, that rhymed. Sorry. Anyway, so as long as you have some, I always have backup frozen fruit, or even, jarred fruit. This is peaches. Again, these are the good ones from Trader Joe's, not the stuff in a can that's in really thick syrup. Do not use syrupy frozen canned fruit. But if you can get the kind of fruit that's canned, or especially jarred, is even better, or you have your own that you've jarred during the season, even better. But any kind of fruit on the bottom, fresh fruit, frozen fruit, and you've got a dessert in half an hour, because you saw how quick I threw that crumble together. So as soon as you think of it, take the butter out and let it sit while you get everything else ready, and it'll start to soften. And then don't put it in the microwave, please. You know what? I don't even own a microwave, and I cook every day. I don't need it. I believe that if God intended things to get that hot that fast, he'd have made fire hotter. Boom. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna have this so Angelina can have it, because she'll be happy. She thought I was making it yesterday, but I told her no, I'm making it Saturday morning. So kids can make this very easily. Get their fingers in there, get the bag of frozen fruit out, and you are set. Okay, so I really hope you enjoy this. I don't know if I'm coming back live again today or not, because I'm doing a lot of prep for this coming week, since I'm so excited. Yesterday I learned how to do a split screen interview. I've got some interviews coming up with some cool people this week, and they're all just cool, normal people like you and me. So no famous people. Psh, we don't need them. We're gonna make normal people famous. So anyhow, have a wonderful Saturday. Make a fruit crumble. Oh, and if you make this in the morning, any of you moms or dads, make this in the morning, as soon as you wake up, even that half an hour before the kids come down. This thing makes the whole house smell so good. I mean, everybody's like, what do you, my kids knew it right away. You making crumble? I'm like, yes, I'm making crumble. This was always a favorite breakfast. And then of course, if you make it before somebody comes over, they walk into a house that smells good. They feel so welcome. It's really awesome. We eat first with our sense of smell and our sense of sight before we ever even taste something. So enjoy. Mangia. Buon appetito. Okay, see you guys later. Ciao.